What's up, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at using OnShape to create our first few parts for Introduction to Engineering Design. So here we go. So when you log in for the first time, if you've done everything correctly so far, you should get to a page that looks similar to the one that you see here for Miss Violet Incredible. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Teams in the left-hand menu, and you should see either IED with your period name here. So I put Violet in IED period 3. So we're going to click that, and it'll take you to eventually a bunch of folders, but we're going to go to Unit 7. And this is activity 7.1, so we'll click that folder. And then you'll see the names of a bunch of your classmates. But I'm going to click Violet's because this is hers, and we get into this document. You should see right away that down here in the bottom, there are tabs. And we have Part Studio 1 is open already and an Assembly 1. We're not going to assemble anything today, so if you wanted to, you could right-click this and select Delete, and that'll get rid of the assembly. But we do want to make 2 more part studios because we're going to make 3 parts for this assignment in total. And all of these parts are going to live in the same file, which is convenient. So we're going to go ahead and make our first shape, and we're going to use a lot of the same tools and terminology that we used when we were working with Fusion are going to carry over into here. So we can get to isometric, the main isometric view, just by clicking the corners of our view cube up here. This is what we generally want front and right and top as our views that we can see. So if you click the front right top corner, that'll take you to where you want to be. So we're going to click sketch, and then we're going to click front, and we're going to make our first sketch on the front plane. It doesn't automatically turn to a front view, so you're going to have to click the view cube in order to do that. And then we're just going to make a 1 inch by 1 inch square. So we're going to click the corner rectangle up here, click the origin, and then we can click anywhere. And here, see, it's a 1.509 by 1.365 inch square. And we want to change that. So I'm going to type 1 and then hit enter, and then type 1 and hit enter. And that'll give us a 1 inch by 1 inch square. Now we are going to click the green check mark for sketch 1, and that's going to finish the sketch. And now we can go back to the top front right view. You see that we have the sketch on the front plane. I'm going to extrude it. So extrude is conveniently located right next to sketch. I'm going to click the face of the square we just made, and I'm going to change the depth to 2 inches. And I'm going to click the green mark. Next, I'm going to draw a sketch on a face. So we can click sketch, and then we're going to click the face that we want to draw our sketch on. So I want to draw my sketch here. And again, it's not going to switch your view, so you have to do that manually. And I'm going to make a corner rectangle again, starting here in this corner. It's going to be a 1 inch by 1 inch rectangle. So if you put it here, it's going to snap right onto that edge, and we make it 1 inch by 1 inch. When all the lines are black, that means that it's fully constrained and that you're good to say the sketch is fine. Okay, we're going to go back to our main top front right view, and we're going to extrude this new square up 1 inch, and we're going to make one more sketch, and it's going to go on this right side face. I'm going to make another corner rectangle starting here, working my way down, and we'll do another 1 inch by 1 inch. Hit the check, and we're going to extrude this face out 1 inch. So here is our basic shape, and just to make our dimensioning a little bit more interesting, we're going to use the fillet tool, which rounds off edges. So I'm going to click fillet. I'm going to click this edge, and I'm going to say the radius is 0.5 inches. And then I'll click the green check mark, and here's our shape. Next, we're going to get into creating a dimensioned drawing of our shape. To create a dimension drawing of our new part, we're going to click the plus icon in the bottom of our window and select Create Drawing. When you do this, it's going to take you to existing templates, and most of you, it'll default to the OnShape existing templates. You're going to want to go to the IED period 3 menu, and there should be a MCS drawing template.dwt file here. You're going to select that and hit OK. And you're going to select part 1 as the part that's going to go in here. And here's our front view and our right side view. By default, it doesn't give us a third orthographic projection, so we're going to need to project that ourselves by selecting the front view, then selecting projected view, and then we can put in our top view. And then we're going to do the same thing for our isometric. If we hit escape, that'll deselect the projected views button. And the first thing that I want you to do when you start a new drawing is fill in the title block. So I put in our school crest, I put our school name in here, and I put where you're supposed to put everything, but it's up to you to put it in. It's a little bit more work because you're gonna have to click the note button, and then you're gonna click here in project, and we're gonna call this activity 7.1. And if we grab here, we can make this a little wider so that fits in nicely, and we'll hit OK. The title, this is part 1. Your name is going to go here in name. So this is Violet Incredible. And we did this drawing on the 19th of 2020. You're going to have to look to see what the scale of your drawing is. To do that, you're going to right click one of the views and select View Properties. And here you can see that we have a 1:1 scale. If you need to adjust this and make it 1:2 or 2:1 due to the size of your part, you're going to need to change it. And it should change all of your views as well. So we know that it's 1:1. So we're going to take a note, put our note here, and say 1:1. Okay, and we're good to go. Now we need to dimension all of our views. In order to do that, the dimension button is here. You could also just type the letter D, and that would do it for you. And the best view, I think, to see the total width of our parts, probably on the top. So I'm going to select this corner and that corner. It'll be 2 inches. And then to do the width of this part here, we'll do that on the front view. The overall height we'll do from here to here. And the height of this portion we'll do from here to here. We're going to have to adjust this out a little bit just because it feels a little squished. D again, that'll take us back to dimensioning. We don't need to dimension this height because that would be over dimensioning because we already know that this is 1 and this is 2. And this is not a edge, this is the actual radius of our fillet. So let's go ahead and select that, and that's going to be a radius of 0.5 inches. We need to put in the depth dimensions, and I'm going to do that on the top view. So from this corner to this corner, it's 1 inch, and from this corner to this corner. So this is a fully dimensioned part 1. And the nice thing is that I'm able to go ahead and look on your file that you're working on and make sure that you've done things correctly. I can comment and let you know if you need help with something in particular. And we can do a lot of learning together even though we're apart. You're going to go ahead and jump into working on parts 2 and 3, which are visible in your class Google Doc. You do not need to snip any pictures and paste them into a document at all. I can view all of these in real time, so hopefully you found this helpful. If you need additional help, I would suggest looking at the help documentation that I have linked in your Google document or reaching out to me in the class comments in Google Classroom. Now, if you wanted to get back to your file browser in OnShape, all you're going to do is click the OnShape logo here in the top left corner. That's go to documents, and that'll take you back to your OnShape, recently opened files. You can see things that you created by yourself. If you want to use this as your for fun 3D modeling tool, you're more than welcome to. And then you can just click back in to your file and it'll take you back to where you were last time. So here we're back at drawing 1. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I will hopefully hear from you soon.